Hey guys, 2018 has been an interesting year for video games. You know, it's been quite controversial, but at the same time we've had some great games that have come out in 2018, you know, from the likes of Super Smash Brothers, God of War,
Red Dead Redemption 2,
Red Dead Redemption, Fallout 7.
It was quite a good year overall.
Yeah, and looking into this year, in 2019, I just wanted to find out, what games do you think we should be looking out for that, you know, perhaps they haven't gotten as much attention yet, and they should.
Yeah, exactly. So again, if there's any games you think we should be looking out for, comment down below, let us know, and have a listen to this, and we'll let you know what we think. So I'm going to kick off with a game I've been excited about for probably, I don't know, 5-6 years, ever since the second one came out, which is Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, everyone has known the way that Kingdom Hearts 2 ended, there was always going to be a third one. There have been, like, side games in between in the same universe, because it's the same characters, but that added to the story, sort of what was happening while Kingdom Hearts 2 was going on, and also games that happened in between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, because Kingdom Hearts 2 didn't explain everything from Kingdom Hearts 1.
I really want to play that game, but obviously I've never played the previous ones, and I wanted to get the HD versions, but I've heard that it's a very confusing game.
It's so confusing. I don't think they considered how popular it was going to be for the first one, so the storyline wasn't written very well. So then they had to try and explain it in the second one, which didn't really happen. So then they had to go back and have like 1.5 and 1.8 and all these side stories just to try and explain what was going on. And they've done a very good job of doing that with these extra games. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is now going to advance the story along. Fans of the series know where the story's at. They know it's a crossover between Square Enix universe like Final Fantasy and the Disney universe, as well as some original characters only to the Kingdom Hearts series.
Well, let's just hope that game does live up to the expectations.
Yeah, and that's out very soon.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a very good first choice, Tony. And mine is quite similar, because I've also been waiting for this game for many years, and I didn't even know it was getting remastered.
Okay.
Until recently, and that game is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. So when I first saw the trailer for this, I was so excited. I mean, if you don't know, when I had a PS1 when I was younger, and Crash Team Racing was my game. Like, no one could beat me on that game. I don't care what anyone says, you could not beat me on that game.
It was basically Mario Kart for PlayStation owners.
That's Mario Kart on drugs.
Exactly.
That's how I call it. And for
Mario Kart on drugs.
For me, it's better than Mario Kart.
I agree.
In my opinion,
I actually think it's better
the best
as well.
racing game of all time. So the fact that it's coming back remastered on the PlayStation 4, this, you know, the same co-op, but also online mode as well, so you can race with people online. And that way I can prove to the whole world that I am truly the best. So I am looking forward to this game, and I'm sure it's gonna be a huge hit once it comes out. Just the way Crash Bandicoot and the Spyro games have kind of been hits already. So
exactly. I'm looking forward to race you online.
Oh, trust me.
You'll have to see if you can live up to the hype.
Not with my guy Pepper Penguin.
Going straight into my second game, I've gone for a title called Anthem, and I don't know if many people have heard of this, but I'm looking forward to it. Basically, it's an action RPG adventure. You are on a futuristic Earth, and you use sort of their mechanical suits, and you can like fly around, you got to shoot the enemies, etc. You level up the suits. What really intrigues me about this game though is the fact that it's going to have completely free DLC. So anything that's released after, there's no season passes, there's no pay DLC. There will be microtransactions in the game, but this is why I'm really excited. It's only for customization of your suits. There's no pay to win. So anything you can buy microtransaction does not upgrade your character. It does not advance your weaponry. It doesn't make you any better than anyone else. The only way to get advances is by leveling up, and you can't pay for experience to level up. You can only pay for like customization decals for your suit, or different colors and things like that, different shapes that add on to make your suit look different. No pay to win, free DLC. It's going to be great, and it's one of those online. It's solo as well, but it's constantly online, so you can literally log in and your friends can just join you, and you can go complete missions. You can meet random people in the game as well, other players just randomly.
I mean, I'd heard of that game and I'd seen gameplay from it, but I wasn't so excited, mostly because I'd heard about the whole microtransaction and all of that, so I was like, oh boy. But so
the pure microtransactions are purely for customization.
Oh, okay. I might check that out then. And for my second choice is a game from a company called Supermassive Games. And if you haven't heard of them, they were the masterminds behind Until Dawn, which is, in my opinion, and I'm sure in many people's opinions, it is one of the best PlayStation 4 games out there, and it is one of the best gaming experiences on the PlayStation 4. And that game, it's a choose your own story, narrative based, you know, where you control 4 or 5 characters. Any of them can die, any of them can survive. So this new game that they're bringing out, it's an anthology series, and within this anthology series, the first one is called Man of Medan, and it takes place, it's on a ghost ship, and it's about 4 friends who are supposed to go on a holiday of a lifetime. There's a storm coming and they end up on a ghost ship and they have to try and survive. Very simple premise, but again, if you've played Until Dawn, that had a very simple premise, but we know how that journey went, so we can expect something very similar from this. And I love this kind of game, so that's why I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to play.
I think a lot of people are excited for that one.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be good.
Alex? Julia! Guys!
Alright, my final game to look out for in 2019 is ToeJam and Earl Back in the Groove. It is the 4th game in the series.
I've never heard of it.
It's a game I played on the Mega Drive back in the day when I was a little kid. And the original ToeJam and Earl. And basically how it works is a bit different. You have an isometric view. So if you imagine a square, the camera's on a corner and you can sort of move up, down, left, right in a diamond shape. And you traverse different worlds. And each level is a different world, basically, or a different level of that world. So you've got to clear the world and then you find a way to get up to the next level. It's kind of hard to explain without visuals.
I'm sure there'll probably be some gameplay footage in the video.
Yeah, there will be. It's a co-op game as well, so you can play friends co-op. You can also do online co-op, and you control the characters ToeJam and Earl. And yeah, it's just it was always a really fun game, easy to play, not really much in terms of storyline, but just nice and casual, had some fun moments, funny things that happen. And it's just one of those games that's got a lot of nostalgia to me, and I'm really looking forward to this installment.
Oh, well, that's an interesting one. I'll definitely check it out.
Feel the funk.
All right, Earl, let's go. Let's take care of some business.
I'm with you, ToeJam. I got your back.
For my final one, it's one that is a lot more familiar with people. And this one is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's right, there's a new Star Wars game coming out. And the reason I'm excited for this is, first of all, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Secondly, this game is a single player game. From what we've heard so far, there will be no multiplayer, so that's good. Secondly, it takes place after the episode 3, just after episode 3. So this is when the Jedi Order are fallen, they're right at the bottom, just trying to survive, and we get to follow a young Padawan who has been mentored by an older Jedi. So it will be interesting to see where this story goes. Unfortunately, it's also been made by EA. So, but if it is true about the rumors of it just being single player, then it means Disney must have given them a good kick up the backside. You know, Mickey and his servants came to visit them. You know, so EA, you better give us. I can't do a good Mickey impression, but they basically went there and just told them, you know, after Battlefront 2 and the disappointment of Battlefront 2, you know, EA had to give the fans something a lot better. So I'm hoping this game will be good, even though I'd rather just have Knights of the Old Republic 3, to be honest. But I'll give this a chance and hopefully we can have a good Star Wars game again.
Excellent. Yeah, so that concludes our 3 games we're looking forward to in 2019. We have got an honourable mention.
Oh yeah, damn it, there were so many games.
There's a lot coming out, but with video games, you generally don't know everything. That's information for video games comes out a lot later than it does with, say, movies.
Yeah.
You don't get as many trailers. Information's left late, so you're never quite sure. But a couple games on my honourable mention: The Division 2, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, which I enjoyed the first one. It took me a long time to get into it. I got it, played it, didn't like it, put it away for like 6 months, and then replayed it and really got into it. And yeah, I'm quite excited by it. Whether it will live up to the first one, we'll have to wait and see. Also on my list is a game from Square Enix called Left Alive, which is a shooter. I love Square Enix. There's not much information about this game. However, it's intriguing to me because it is set in the Front Mission universe, which is basically a big universe in space in Square Enix, which has a bunch of games in which don't directly link to each other, but there's like an overarching storyline. And then finally, Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is another nostalgia game for me. That was my introduction as a kid to like the horror game almost, although it's a shooting horror game.
That's a great game.
But I played that on a tiny little black and white TV as a kid, and it gave me nightmares. So I'm looking forward to the remake of that. Mike, what have you got on your honourable mentions?
Well, there were a couple of games of my honourable mention, and the first one is Days Gone, by the way. And that game looks very, very fun. And it's not every time we get a game with crazy fast zombies. I mean, you might get one with maybe 10 or 20. This one seems to have like hundreds of them just coming after you. And I remember when I first saw the first gameplay for that, I was like, woo-wee! It looks really good, it looks really fun, and I can't wait to dive into that. My second game is another one, again, that will be on the PlayStation 4, and it's called Ghost of Tsushima. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And again, from the E3 trailer that we saw, the animation looks incredibly beautiful. The art style, the art design looks so good. And story-wise, well, there wasn't really much, but we know that it's set in 1274 on Tsushima Island, and it's going to center around a samurai as well. So that's pretty much all we know. But it looks good, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I've heard about that one, and it was on my short list of honourable mentions.
Yeah. And my final game is one that I'm actually quite excited for. It's called Twin Mirror, and it's from the same studio that brought us Life is Strange. Which, have you played that?
Yeah, that's a good game. I like Life is Strange.
It's a very good game. I'm currently on the second one, by the way.
Yeah, nice.
Doing well in that. But it's called Twin Mirror, and it's gonna be an episodic narrative choice-driven game, and it takes place in the modern day, and it's about an investigative journalist who has come back to his hometown to investigate, I'm guessing, a murder or something, from what I've read. And what I like about this game that looks intriguing is that the character will be going back and forth between real world and something called his mind palace. So it seems like, you know, it will be a very psychological game. And I guess things that, or the choices he makes within his mind palace might affect things within the real world, and maybe how he perceives things and how he sees things depending on what happens in that mind palace. So it looks really intriguing. And again, I'm always a huge fan of choice-driven games where, you know, you have that choice whether you want to kill the guy or let him be a good person and survive. So I'm excited for that.
Exactly. Well, that concludes our games to look out for in 2019. Comment, let us know what you think of our choices. Let us know if there's any games we should be looking out for. Like and subscribe below.
Yes, and we'll see you guys next time.